today's case study is about Sri Lanka. Okay, about the migration and development. In fact, this case study can be used in multiple themes. One is how migration can be a response to development challenge. फिर हो सकता है the push factors of migration, social impact of migration on families. ठीक है, and other can be the long term effects of conflict induced migration. ठीक है, so drawing a rough map of Sri Lanka. Yeah, this is Jaffna Peninsula. Okay, here we have a Trincomalee port. It was also in news. We have Adams Peak here. This is one of the sacred place in Sri Lanka. Here we have Galle, Colombo. ठीक है, एक यहाँ पर river है. This river is Kalu River. Another river is here, which is Kala River. River Kala. ठीक है, जब 90s के दौर में when Litte was dominant here, ये जो part है, that is the northeastern part, ये वाला, this was under the control of, or not exactly under the control, but Litte was dominating this territory. Litte तो पता है ना, liberation of tigers of Tamil Eelam. Trincomalee is a port that is nearest to Chennai. And recently, India has inked an agreement regarding Trincomalee port that we will improve and strengthen the oil tanks here. Okay, that will also help India in areas of energy security. Okay, stimulating the economy and all. तो ये इसलिए जो है recently agreement signed हुआ in the month of April. ठीक है, बाकी ये area तो है ही. This all was Park Bay and all. Galle is also a port as well as city. Port भी है यहाँ पे. Colombo we also have a port. It's also a city. ठीक है, this case study is about कि how 2.5 million people migrated from Sri Lanka in the year 1990. ठीक है, 1990. ठीक है, इसके कुछ reasons हैं. We'll see those reasons and what all it has brought after that. One reason was, the most or a prime reason was armed conflict. ठीक है, there was an armed conflict ongoing between government and Litte. You know that if the conflict is going on in any city or in any state or in any country, obviously वहां पे होता क्या है, situation become more volatile. और कई कई दिन तक जो है कर्फ्यू और उस तरह की सिचुएशन थी वहां पे, तो जिसकी वजह से जो है पीपल वर इवन नॉट अलाउड टू मूव आउट ऑफ देयर होम्स. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वाज कि एज द आर्म्ड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट वाज गोइंग ऑन, due to the armed conflict, agricultural operations were completely banned. Agricultural operations like fishing and other activities, they were completely banned. ठीक है, so obviously it is going to impact their livelihood and they have no other option except to look for some alternatives out of Sri Lanka. Another point is that government had some scholarship programs with some other countries, and some of the skilled, educated, literate people took advantage of that and they also moved out to study. ठीक है, study related उस पे जो है visas पे they have moved out of country. Plus government itself was expecting or itself was promoting the labor migration. They want that the labor should move out because government itself accepted the fact that as long as the war or the battle is going on between the state and this other organization, it would not be possible for them to ensure a sustainable economic development. तो वो खुद ही चाह रहे थे कि लेबर्स कुछ अगर मूव कर जाए तो अच्छी बात है. Another was, there was a huge demand of labor force in Middle East. ठीक है, because some new oil wells were discovered in the Middle East, so there was a huge demand of workers, so that वहां पे बहुत सारा काम आ गया immediately. Lot of people from India also migrated to Middle East, है ना, पता ही होगा, ये तो फिल्में भी बनी है इसके ऊपर. इसके अलावा lot of people were seeing this कि भाई अब नहीं हो पाएगा यहाँ पे. So what they were doing, those who were from the affluent families, they were filing a petition and seeking the asylum in other countries, citing that they are not safe in their country, their own government is not in such a position that they can ensure a physical guarantee to their life. ठीक है, so all these factors contributed to the migration of around 2.5 million people in Sri Lanka. Government had some scholarship programs and they have collaborated with some other countries. So a lot of people who were literate, who were from affluent families, they took advantage of this situation and they moved out. ठीक है, इतना ही है इसमें. ठीक है, अब हुआ क्या है, एज द लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैव मूव्ड आउट, ऑब्वियसली वो बाहर जा रहे हैं तो कुछ ना कुछ कमाएंगे. ठीक है, तो जो सबसे बड़ा इसके अंदर फैक्टर रहा है दैट इज द रेमिटेंसेस. दिस पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन हैज ब्रॉट अ ह्यूज रेमिटेंस फॉर देम एंड दीज रेमिटेंसेस हैव हेल्प्ड देम इन ईजिंग द डिमांड फॉर फॉरेक्स. ईज कर दिया फॉरेक्स को भी. लॉट ऑफ पीपल emerge from poverty line. Those who were earlier considered in the below poverty line, now they have emerged above the poverty line because they are constantly getting a money from Middle East and their family members who have been contributing in that. तो जो experts का और जो काफी सारे जो PDF मिली हैं, ResearchGate and all, they are saying that remittances were to the magnitude of such an extent that remittances were 5 to 6 times greater than the FDI. ठीक है, the remittances that were coming in the Sri Lanka were 5 to 6 times greater than FDI and at least 1.1 or 1.5 to 1.2 times more than the tourism, because tourism is the major driver of a Sri Lankan economy. Plus, as the money came in the Sri Lanka, और women's का भी important role है इसमें, क्योंकि experts are saying the one woman that is working in Middle East or somewhere outside of Sri Lanka was supporting the 5 members or 5 family members in the Sri Lanka. So overall 5 lakh women were migrated in search of job and all, and these 5 lakh women were supporting 2.5 million people in Sri Lanka, and this accounts for the 15% of the total population of Sri Lanka. ठीक है, तो इसमें वुमेन का रोल का क्वेश्चन आ जाए तो वहां भी डाल सकते हैं. 5 लाख वुमेन थी, हर वुमेन वाज सपोर्टिंग एटलीस्ट 5 फैमिली मेंबर्स इन श्रीलंका. तो ओवरऑल कितना हो गया, 2.5 हो गया, 25 लाख को सपोर्ट कर दिया ना उसने. 1995 डेटा सेज दैट रेमिटेंसेस वाज टू द ट्यून ऑफ 790 मिलियन US dollars. Tourism was 367 million US dollars. And the FDI that was coming into the country was around 43 million US dollars. ठीक है, so you can see कि how much it is more in terms of FDI and tourism. ठीक है, so overall हुआ क्या, it has led to the, as more money was pumping into the Sri Lankan economy, सारा remittances आ रहा है, तो क्या हो रहा है, money injecting into the economy and it is giving a boost to the local economy. Giving a boost to the local economy. It has also ensured human development due to all these contributions that have been made by their loved ones who were staying outside the Sri Lanka. एक और रीजन था इसमें, पता क्या, 7th वाला पॉइंट लिख सकते हो कि दैट कोटा सिस्टम वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन द यूनिवर्सिटीज वेयर तमिल्स वर गेटिंग वेरी लेस कोटा. Less seats were reserved for Tamils in this. So that Sinhala community है ना, जो उनके साथ चल रहा था ना इनका ethnic conflict. You know that Sinhala और Tamils का conflict चल रहा था ethnic. तो that is why some changes were made. They have put some restrictions on quota in universities so that Tamils could not enroll into the universities. So this was also one reason कि Tamils think that it is time to move out of this country. ठीक है, इसमें क्वेश्चन है जो आया है, जो you can directly use this. How migration is affected by push and pull factors. Explain how these factors play a role in understanding new settlement pattern. Another question that you can also map with this case study is evaluate the effectiveness of government policies in managing the migration. ठीक है, what all factors we have discussed कि 6-7 चीजें हैं, अगर कुछ भी थीम बनती है तो किसी भी 6-7 थीम में दिस केस स्टडी कैन बी यूज्ड. ठीक है, नाउ केस स्टडी इज ओवर, दैट्स इट.